So after my last meal on a budget, we had our two thin crust pizza crusts left over, as well as a couple of other ingredients. So I'm going to use one of these crusts and turn it into a bread pudding. So we're going to get that started here in just a second. So in addition to our prepared pizza crust that we're going to use, we're going to need some eggs, some milk, which I have in the fridge. I'm going to use raisins because I like raisins in my bread pudding. And I'm probably going to grate up some chocolate as well, so there'll be a sweeter bread pudding. So the first step is going to be get your kitchen shears, or you can tear it up. But we're just going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. And again, it doesn't have to be pretty because it's just going into a bowl. And then we'll make our custard. We're going to get all of this chopped up. I like using stale bread because it absorbs the liquid a little bit better. So I'm going to cut these up into slightly smaller pieces. And I'm also going to let the custard sit for a few minutes so that it absorbs into this. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to set the oven to 350. And once this is done, we will still have one pizza crust. So I'm going to make some cheesy breadsticks later for that one. So we have that in there. I'm going to not measure, just whatever raisins. I do have some shredded coconut, but I'm not going to bother doing that. I have some semi-sweet chocolate that I used in a recipe for something else. So I'm just going to take and just watch my fingers, get a little bit of sweetness into my bread pudding. Just a little taste of chocolate. Get that out of the way. So for this, I'm going to use 2 eggs and 2 cups of milk. And I do have a measuring cup here that has the measurements right on the side, which makes life a lot simpler for me. And as you all know, I like things simple. So it's 1 egg to 1 part to 1 cup of milk, which is, let's do it that way, line up. So it's 1 cup of milk per egg. So we're doing 2 in there. And we beat those up. That's what gives us the custard. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put some cinnamon, if I can find my... just a little bit of cinnamon in my bread pudding as well. Again, all of this is optional, whatever you have at home that you want to use. I'm going to let that sit for a minute, minute and a half until my oven preheats, only so that that bread or that pizza crust absorbs some of that custard a little bit better. And then we will put it into our baking tins and we will be good to go. So our bread has soaked for a few minutes. Our oven has preheated. So I'm just going to grab myself a spoon so that I can dish up our bread pudding with the custard. Oops. Try to even out some of this. Smaller spoon. Some of that bread to that one. Try to even these out just a little bit. Get all of that raisins and such in there. Slice of pizza crust. An extra slice of pizza crust in this one. Put in the oven for about 10 minutes until the egg is cooked, and we will see what it looks like.
So unfortunately my microphone decided to fail me while I was recording this, but I left the bread pudding in the oven for about 20 minutes to bake. The custard has absorbed into the bread and has set. So we're just going to dish it out. And as you can see, it has set nicely and it comes out of the pan quite well. If you had wanted to, we could have added a little bit of vanilla to the mix or some sugar, but I don't like my desserts so sweet, so this was just right. It has set, has absorbed into the pizza dough. We're just going to give it a try here. It is still quite warm, but the pudding's always best when it is freshly warm out of the oven. But this just shows how you can use items such as pizza crust in an untraditional way and extend that grocery budget. So we have 2 full meals for 4 people, as well as some desserts for that $30 that we spent. I'm hoping this is a good example of what you can do. Stay well and stay safe.